And my supervisor now, this is a French-Canadian company, okay? My supervisor, chartuse, what's wrong? Your money, you can't keep your money like this. You have to be organized. I didn't want this job. I wanted to be an usher. I told her. Well, let me tell you, it got worse before it got better. It was really something else. There was one time when I got $30 in tips. That if you ever go to Cirque du Soleil, and in fact, they're coming back to Baltimore. They'll be here in January. And you're so inclined to tip your server, just remember, we couldn't keep the money. I had to turn it back into the company. Again, my supervisor, chartuse, what did you do? You $30 tips. I just said, oh, I'm so good. You know? And then, one of the best times that I had there, I happened to look at my supervisor. She had injured her hand and she was trying to wrap it. And I went over and I just took the bandage and I put a bad boy on her hand. Oh, chartuse, I didn't know you have so much skills. Let me tell you, there was another time when I went in, my immediate supervisor, she was a young blood from the neighborhood, came up to me. She goes, Mama, who's she talking to? She says, have you been on the charge registers yet? And see, because they had the cash registers, they had the charge registers, and they had the cash and charge. And I said, well, no, I haven't. She said, well, you need to go on the charge register, because one day you might get a real job working the register. Team player here. Okay. I went, and it started all over again. All the slew of people, they were coming, and I couldn't keep the slips in place, and I was supposed to put them in a little box, and I forgot to give the patron his credit card back, and I had to go all over the circus looking for him. It was a mess, and my supervisor, chartuse, what's wrong? I said, I didn't want this job, I wanted to be an usher. And there was another time, let me tell you about that one. What happened was that I was home. And what happened with the circus is that they wanted you to wait a couple hours before the show to just hang around the house in case people didn't show up. They would call you to come in. Well, my job from the hospital called, chartuse, said, yes, would you come in and work tonight? We're short. And we'll pay you time and a half. And before I could think about it, I said, oh, no, I'm supposed to work at the circus tonight. $8 an hour, time and a half. I mean, that was really a struggle. But I made my commitment. I went to the circus. And then there was another time. I was home and didn't have any obligation. My plan was to do some chores in the house. Get this phone call. Chartuse? Yes? We really need you tonight. Will you please come in? Chartuse, we need a dishwasher. A dishwasher? And we'll pay you $1 more. I said, that is an hour, isn't it? Yes. So I left my dirty dishes in my sink and went to wash these other people's dirty dishes. But at least it was $9 an hour. I hadn't ever washed dishes before. I went into the kitchen, and they had these garbage cans where I had to scrape out the dishes, and then there was this dish sink where I had to wash, and then there was a dryer, and I had to put it in, and then I was going around just, you know, trying to keep this in and everything. I wanted to rub shoulders with the performers. When they handed me their dirty dishes. That was the closest I got. Then, the cook, chartuse, yes, the omelet pans. Be very, very careful. Team player here, team player. So I had to take, these dishes and just really be very, very careful as far as how I wash it. And at the end of the day, my feet and legs, they were all tired. My hair was just coming out. There was water and there was solids all over the place. I was wet. The floor was wet. I was going in circles, and my supervisor came, "Chartuse, what is the problem here? It's not supposed to be wet. What happened, Chartuse?" I wanted to be an usher. I didn't want to be a dishwasher. It went on and on. And in fact, I remember a time when I was thinking, and I was telling one of my co-workers back at the hospital, and I said, you know, I just imagine I'm standing there at the cash register, and this whole slew of folks who are coming into the circus will be coming past the registers, and somebody will say, "Look, there's chartuse." Oh my, I thought she was a nurse. Oh, nah, she's on the register over there. Oh my goodness, things must have really gotten bad. But you know what? My co-worker said, "Nah, Chartuse, I don't think that'd be the funny thing. I think the hoot is when you go over to your patient over there in the bed, and your patient opens his eyes and looks up to you and says, 'Oh my God, they got the clown from the circus taking care of me.'" It was an experience, that I have to say. And one of the things that I want to say in regards to the time that I ran away to the circus, I can look back on it with fond memories. I have some stories to share with you. And you know, also my experience is that when I told some of my friends that I was going to take this job, some said, "Hey, go girl." And then there were some others that said, "What? You're going to do what? When you can do so much better?" And the thing about it is that, as I said, when I look back, and even during that time, I felt blessed. I look back with gratitude because I was at a point in my life when I could do what I wanted to do and not really be concerned about finances. I enjoyed it when I ran away to the circus.